This is a powerful and unique team composition to use in Open Ultra League. We're talking about a Tentacruel up in front, Jellicent as a safe switch, and in between as our third Pokemon we got Alola Sandslash. This team is very good because it can protect its closer pretty effectively. We're talking about coverage against the fire types and of course the fighters, so that your Sandslash will most likely have nothing to worry about in the end game. Let's see how well we can do here, because Shadow Ball now is coming up from our Jellicent to their side and they are gonna take it for massive damage. At this point, I could easily go ahead and block this Drownclaw if I want to start getting some shields out of the way, but since I have a Pokemon like Sandslash and they have Dragon Breath as their fast attack, I will try to take advantage of that and farm down with those clutch Shadow Claws. Able to get out of here with a lot of energy stored up, and now we got the double drill run whatever follows. They want to come in the battle with the Walrein, which is just the nightmare for themselves, because right now we're having Sandslash, which is just gonna dominate on that triple drill run, which is pretty great. Able to get a shield in the process after we bring them super low, and now with the Earthquake they can easily finish us off. I know that Tentacruel is gonna be my main option to finish off whatever remains at the back, and with Cresselia coming into the game, I know that my plan is simple here. Go for the Scald, we apply the debuff, which means that even a future sight can easily be taken here, and even though we're super low, we can still guarantee the farm down with those poison jabs, since they are not resisted by that Walrein. Into the next battle now, and we're having the Sandslash from Alola up in front on its shadow form. Talk about terrible lead scenarios. So this is super bad, not only because we're having a Tentacruel up in front, and of course the drill runs in combination with the steel typing defensively is gonna destroy down our Tentacruel, but at the same time they can have a positive matchup against my Jellicent. So what I want to do here is to go first for the Surf, because I knew they were gonna block, and right after I'm just gonna snipe them down with the Shadow Ball. So at this point I'm just gonna return to the battle with my Sandslash and not even the Tentacruel, relying a lot on my leader to become the ultimate closer for this battle. Let's see how this is gonna unfold, because shield advantage is the key over here. As it seems, my opponent decides to get into the battle immediately after they see my Sandslash into their Tentacruel, and we still manage to catch here the Scald on our own Tentacruel. This is looking pretty comfortable for us right now, because they're kinda switch locked in here, and we can start farming down all that crucial energy, which means that even if that Sandslash returns into the battle, by blocking once, we might get a chance to finish them off with a simple Scald. We have 100 energy, which means that a double Scald is imminent here, but at the same time my opponent is gonna have the upper hand with those CMPs. So here comes now my final move, able to destroy down that Sandslash. I undercharged just in case they survive, but this is not the case at all, and right after we're just gonna bring into play our Sandslash after a weird waiting moment, but it doesn't matter. Still, this drill run is gonna be kinda fatal for them. Not this one, but this one. Yeah, the one after the first one, so the second obviously, and of course they cannot farm down right on time, so another move, this time the Ice Punch, will be more than enough to finish off Tapu Fini, and we can get a big victory once again with this amazing and unique team. So Charizard is never gonna be a big threat to this team, only because under shielding even Sandslash can have a positive matchup if you are kinda careful on those timings, and of course with that Jellicent and Tentacruel core in your team, you are never gonna be in a bad position up against the fire type. So at this point they're gonna reach now to a move which ends up being a Drownclaw, and this means that we can still get our hands on the next Scald for the knockout. With Charizard now out of the picture, perhaps they do not have any other severe counter to my Sandslash, and we can definitely take advantage of that. I'm just gonna bring here into play my Jellicent though, because I have a feeling that they need to get to the Moonblast if they're going to have any chance with this matchup, and since I'm just gonna call it here, even if that was a Moonblast I wouldn't care that much. I want to rely with two shields for the endgame on my Sandslash. They still get to the bait, but it doesn't matter. At the second move though, I'm pretty sure this is gonna be a Moonblast, and right after I want to clear the debuff that they just applied with the Moonblast with my attack drops by switching out to my Sandslash. They have a fairy type, and this time the Clefable, absolutely awesome for us. We can resist pretty much whatever they throw here other than the Meteor Mass, but still that is gonna be absolutely neutral. They're getting super low at this point, which means that we can survive whatever they throw, and just a simple Ice Punch can absolutely do the trick. However, the CMB cannot be won by our Pokemon over here, and still we have so much energy to spare, which means that the double surf here will grab the shield and of course guarantee the knockout against Clefable, and right after we can easily reach to another move if we want to, or just finish off the battle with a single Hex. Into the next battle now with the Ampharos up in front. So Ampharos is a core breaker because it carries electric moves both for our Tentacruel up in front and for our safe switch, which is Jellicent, and against Jellicent it is much worse because that Pokemon might carry the move Brutal Swing, which is also super effective. So at this point I'm just gonna take my chances here, hoping to survive. We can do that and still reach to another Scald for big time damage on that Pokemon. So Ampharos now has finished off our Tentacruel, but in the process we took a shield, which is pretty crucial. Now Poliwrath goes in up against my Jellicent, and at this point I feel kinda doomed because they might be having something like a double fighter at the back. So here comes out the Scald, gonna apply the debuff, which is pretty sad for me, and I'm just gonna keep going here with the extra farm points. Icy Wind this time, and I'm just gonna press at this point my Shadow Ball because I have a feeling that I have to finish off this Poliwrath with my Jellicent, or just switch out like I do over here when they're getting super low to finish off with the remaining Sandoclaws. They have now Charizard at the back as their third Pokemon, which is pretty bad for my Sandslash, so all we have to do is to go ahead and spam those Ice Punches, and of course we can grab a shield in the process. Weak connection pops up for no reason at all. This is absolutely terrible for us. Able to get here to the Blast Burn, but right after we are gonna press our Surf before they reach to a single move, and we can easily grab this victory for our team. Clefable now is gonna be a positive one for our Tentacruel, but unless they have something like a Psychic, they might actually have a chance. I don't know. We're gonna see in a while. I do not remember how this is gonna unfold as always. So Scald now up against the Grident, and Scald is gonna connect, able to drop the attack stat of my opponent, and at this point whatever they throw can easily be taken by my Alola Sandslash. Perhaps I could stay into the battle with my Tentacruel, to be fair, after the debuff especially, but I want to avoid a potentially very bad matchup for my Sandslash, and most people tend to have something like a fighter, something like a fire type at the back, so by bringing my Sandslash into play we can somehow have the upper hand on that incident. So anyways, they still want to switch out to their Clefable coming back into the battle, and perhaps I needed to switch out as well by bringing my Tentacruel into play before they reach to the Meteor Mass, but it doesn't matter. Gonna charge up to at least an Ice Punch for my Sandslash, and then return to the battle with my Tentacruel. They respond with the return of Grident, which means that whatever lies at the back must be weak to my Tentacruel, but instead they have a Tentacruel of their own. They just wanted me to sacrifice some energy in the process. So at this point all we have to do, to be fair, is to bring our Jellicent into play, and they will just back out, I believe, because whenever they see a Ghost type up against a Poison, those moves are gonna be absolutely resistant to the Ghost typing, so yeah, there is nothing else to do here, just gonna stall more time for no reason at all. Registeel now is a very bad one for our Tentacruel, nothing to throw here. A simple Zap Cannon is gonna do about 90%, which is absurd, and on the switch we're meeting up with that Greninja. So Greninja is very bad as well. Are you kidding me? I have no clue how we can overcome this obstacle with our Jellicent. But look at that, no boost on our end, and of course we're getting kinda low over here, but still by blocking we can kinda guarantee that we can finish off at least a shield in the process. They managed to get the boost, which is pretty great for them. At this point they can farm down with those water shurikens, and now my Tentacruel will try to farm down before they reach to another Night Slash. However, this is not the case at all. Here comes a Night Slash, big damage output from that already boosted on the attack stat Greninja, and now they will return definitely into the battle with the Red Steel. I need to switch out at this point. I don't know what I'm waiting for. Perhaps my plan here was to make them throw the remaining energy that they have, but with Charizard at the back now, all we have to do is to rely that they're gonna do a severe mistake and go for those baits. I'm just gonna let the move go through, but it ends up being a blast burn to obliterate down my Sandslash, and of course we're just gonna get destroyed down alongside our Sandslash family. Into the next battle now with a very good lead, this time up against Tapu Fini, and this is the final one for the video, interestingly enough. Okay, so Zap Cannon now is gonna be blocked, and of course I was expecting the Focus Blast, but my opponent was kinda smart about it. Now Drill Run is gonna do a lot of damage on their end, but at the same time they can easily survive because we are looking at the Metal Trash Can of Ultra League, and I need to sacrifice both of them shields in the process. Registeel is absolutely the worst, so Drill Run now to try and do some lethal damage at them, but they want to protect that weird Steel type Pokemon, and of course the Focus Blast will one-shot us down. This legendary one is absolutely insane up against our team, so let's see how well we can do, because we're gonna get hit pretty soon enough by another Zap Cannon. So much damage output from Registeel up against our Tentacruel. Now they come into the battle with Tapu Fini, and I will switch out to my second water type. So it all depends now what they might be having at the back. Let's see if we can get a positive closing scenario. Now Shadow Ball, I have to press it. Come on game, you can do much better. And of course we're lagging over here, but hopefully they are not even gonna throw, and the double Shadow Ball will finish off this Tapu Fini. At the back they have a Gliscor, and they're gonna reach to a move before we reach our hands to that Surf. But guess what, trainers, Blizzard is coming up, and this is gonna destroy a whole mountain of those Gliscors, and we can get a big victory for our team to end this video. Thank you for watching and for staying till the end. Just be sure to leave a huge like before you go, subscribe to the channel, and check any of these two videos that I have prepared for you, and I will catch you up later into the next one.